Hello there guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of Premier League predictions. And this video I'm doing my Premier League predictions on match day 3. I mean, it's been like 2 weeks and we've already been on match day 3. It's been time goes fast, when you're having fun, or you're busy, or you're working. Just time flies, just 2 weeks already, and it's already match day 3. So yeah, it's go fast when you're having fun. But yeah, so today's video I'm going to do Premier League predictions match day 3. I'm doing two videos today. Of course, this video is the Premier League predictions, and also the next video I'm going to do is the Liverpool versus Chelsea preview, which the game kicks off tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. UK time. I'm looking forward to this one, but I'm a bit scared because Virgil van Dijk has been improved. Mo Salah, Firmino, Sadio Mane is back to scoring goals. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit scared. But if we could put out that same performance as we did last season at Anfield, then I know we can do it. I think the only way the only way to beat Liverpool is that I think Jurgen Klopp is still going to use that same formation of 4-3-3. And if that happens, then I know that Chelsea will win. If if Jurgen Klopp changed his tactics, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But hopefully that doesn't happen. So I believe he will still change. Still stick to a 4-3-3. While Thomas Tuchel is going to stick to a 3-4-3. But I'll talk about that in the next video when I'm doing a match preview. But today, let's get on with my Premier League predictions on match day 3. So the first game, of course, is Manchester City versus Arsenal. Now Arsenal did well against West Brom in the Carabao Cup. They beat them 6-0. But remember that West Brom made 11 changes, all from goalkeeper all the way to the striker. So Arsenal. Sorry, let me. Yeah, so Arsenal were fortunate to beat West Brom. They wouldn't even beat West Brom if they had let's say like Callum Robinson or maybe Sam Johnson in that team. They wouldn't even. Arsenal would not be beating West Brom, but the manager made 11 changes because it's the Carabao Cup. So yeah, whereas for Arsenal, they went with their some youths and some experienced players. So yeah, Arsenal were lucky. 6-0. They scored 6 goals and kept a clean sheet. But that's only in the Carabao Cup. In the Premier League, they are awful. Absolutely awful. Still no goals scored in the league, and conceded 4 goals. Sorry. Yeah, conceded 4 goals. So yeah, I think for this game, I don't see Arsenal beating City at all, because City, even though they've lost to Tottenham in the first game, they did very well beating Norwich City 5-0. And Arsenal don't have a really good record in City in the league. The last time that Arsenal beat City in the league was December 2015. 6 years ago. 6 years ago, that's the last time they beat Man City in the league. After that, Man City just always beats Arsenal in the league. In different competitions, yeah, Arsenal do beat City in different competitions, whether it's the FA Cup or Carabao Cup, but in the league, Arsenal don't beat City. And also, they don't even score against City. That is the problem. They don't even score against City. And I feel like that could happen again, because in the league, they didn't score against Brentford. They didn't score against Chelsea, and now I'm feeling that they're not going to score against Man City. So, that's going to be really, really tough for Arsenal. But if they could put out the same performance as they did against Manchester City, then I'll be very happy for them. But for this game, my prediction is going to be Man City 3, Arsenal 0. My head was telling me 1-0, but I'm thinking, no, that is not enough for City. They've got a better score than Arsenal, so that's why I'm going for 3-0, just like the usual, because Man City, they like I said, they have a great record against Arsenal, both home and away. So yeah, whereas for Arsenal, I maybe they will do one in the first half, but then after that, they will start declining and let City have more possession. That is what I think, because that's what happened last season. And I bet you that Man City will score in the first minute like they always do against Arsenal, like they did last season. When they faced them in the Carabao Cup at the Emirates, 1-0. 1 minute, yeah, early goal. The same thing in the Premier League. 1 minute, early goal. And I think that could happen again. That's what I think. It will be 1-0 to City in the first minute. Then Arsenal will have, maybe have a good possession in a couple of minutes, but then City will score another goal and then another goal. So that's why I'm going for 3-0. First goal in the early minutes, and then after that maybe they will score a couple of goals in the second half. So that's why I'm going for Man City 3, Arsenal 0 for this game. Now, the next one, of course, is Newcastle versus Southampton. Now, for this game, I'm thinking a draw because Newcastle and Southampton have a really poor start. Well, maybe for Newcastle because they've lost 2 games in. They've lost. They've lost to West Ham in the opening day, and they've lost to Aston Villa next. Whereas for Southampton, they've also lost, but they drew against Manchester United. They were so unlucky not to win. So unlucky. So my head was telling me, maybe a draw in this game. But for me, yeah, I think I might go for Southampton to win. I think Newcastle will struggle because Danny Ings is on form. 2 goals in two. No, sorry. No, Adam Armstrong. Yeah, Adam Armstrong, of course, didn't start against Manchester United because if he did, then United would have been in big trouble. But Adam Armstrong does really well playing as a striker for Southampton, whereas Newcastle, they struggled. Even Callum Wilson, didn't score against Aston Villa. So that's why I'm gonna go for Southampton to win. If Newcastle do win, then congratulations to them. But I cannot change. I have to go with what I'm predicting. So that's why I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Southampton win. I could get 0 points, I could get 1 point, or maybe 3 points. But we'll wait and see until Tuesday when I see the results. So yeah, but for this game, I'm gonna go for 2-0 Southampton. Now, the next one, of course, is Brighton against Everton. Now, Everton did beat Southampton 2-1, then drew against Leeds, but they were so lucky to beat Huddersfield in the Carabao Cup because Huddersfield has so many chances to beat them, but unfortunately, Everton did really well to defend and to make sure that they go through to the next round. Whereas for Brighton, they are second. No. Are they second right now? Sorry, they're in fourth place, yeah. They're in fourth place, scoring 4 goals and conceded only one. So they're in fourth place. Brighton beating Watford and also beating Burnley. So for this game, I can see Brighton beating Everton because they've got Neil Maupay's been doing good. Basuma bossing the midfield. Defenders also doing well. For Everton, they still have a great squad, but I don't think they can handle Brighton because 2 wins in 2 games tells you everything. So for this game, I'm going to go for a Brighton win of 2-1. I think they will concede because either Dominic Calvert-Lewin or maybe Richarlison will score, but I think they will win. Graham Potter had a really good start. 2 wins in 2 games, and he wants to make Brighton not be like last season. They were close to the relegation, but did really well to get a couple of wins and stay in the Premier League. They want to be better than last season, and so far, it's happening for them. So yeah, that's why I'm going to go for Bayern win of 2-1. I think Basuma will boss it again. I think Neil Maupay will score, and maybe the other player will score. That is what I think. So that's why for this game, I'm going to go for a Brighton win of 2-1 against Everton. Now, the next game, of course, is a London derby between West Ham and Crystal Palace. Now, for this game, obviously, it's going to be a West Ham win because they are top of the league as I'm recording this right now. They're on top of the league. They've got Antonio who's been doing good. They've got Said Benrahma who scored 2 goals in 2 games. They've got a brilliant squad. Whereas with Crystal Palace, They had chances to beat Brentford, but couldn't manage to do that. So for Crystal Palace, I think they're gonna struggle against West Ham. So for this game, I'm gonna go for West Ham win a 4-1. You know, even though that could be embarrassing for Crystal Palace, it's true because West Ham have a really good squad. I'm not sure if they signed any player yet. No, sorry. Kurt Zuma has been signed from Chelsea Football Club, so I think he's the only player that West Ham has signed this season. Kurt Zuma from Chelsea. So yeah, but everything else, they have a great squad and they have a great manager here who took West Ham to the next level. Because remember, West Ham used to be a team that's always in the bottom, let's say below mid-table, not in the relegation, but below mid-table. But last season, they took West Ham to the next level. They are in the Europa League places, in the group stages. So I believe that David Moyes wants West Ham to be in the Champions League because they failed to do that a couple of years ago, but it could be the chance. But for me, yeah, I don't think either Chelsea, Liverpool, City, or United don't want that to happen. They don't want to see West Ham in the Champions League. So in order for them to do that, West Ham can get a couple of wins, but have to lose against a couple of teams, maybe the Big Six team. But if they can handle the Big Six, then that tells you that they're definitely going to go for the Champions League. So David Moyes could be the manager of the season again if West Ham are in the Champions League this time rather than the Europa League. So yeah. Whereas for Crystal Palace, of course, Patrick Vieira did have a great start, losing against Chelsea and drawing against Brentford. But like I said, they were struggling against West Ham because they've got Declan Rice who's been doing well in the midfield. The connection between Said Ben Rama and Antonio. So that's why I'm going to go for a 4-1 win of West Ham against Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace do win, then that'll be the first win of the season, but I don't see that happening. West Ham would definitely just pep, Crystal Palace, just like they did against Leicester last Monday. So that's why I'm going to go for West Ham in a 4-1. The next game, of course, is Norwich City against Leicester City. Now, Norwich City still hasn't scored goals in the Premier League, just like Arsenal, but they're in 20th place because they conceded 8 goals, 3 against Liverpool and 5 against Manchester City. Whereas for Leicester City, of course, they've won against Wolves, which were very lucky. They've lost against Leicester, against West Ham. But for this game, I'm gonna go for a Leicester win of 3-1 because still got Jamie Vardy and Ian Nacho and Maddison, who's the best players for Leicester City. Whereas for Norwich City, they have a good possession, like say in a couple of minutes, but then after that, Leicester will dominate Norwich City and they will score goals for fun. I'm not saying it's going to be like 5-0, 6-0, but they will score goals just to make Norwich City relegated, and I think that could happen unless they change the manager, for Norwich City. Then yes, maybe Norwich City can have a chance to stay in the Premier League next season. But if they keep on doing like they did 2 years ago, then it's going to be all over for Daniel Farke if Norwich City are in the Premier League next season. So for this game, I'm going to go for 3-0 win for Leicester City against Norwich City tomorrow afternoon. If Norwich do win, then that'll be a shock, and that means Brendan Rodgers is going to have a long, long talk because if the fans don't want that to happen, they don't want to see Leicester City lose to a team that's in the bottom of the table. They don't want that to happen. So yeah. So the next game, of course, is Aston Villa against Brentford. Now, Aston Villa, I expected them to win against Watford, but that didn't happen. But they recovered because they beat Newcastle United 2-0 at Villa Park. And they destroyed that team who I've forgotten in the Carabao Cup. I've forgotten that team's name. So, whereas for Brentford, they've lost against, was it Forest Green or something in the Carabao Cup? Yeah, they've lost to them. So for this game, I'm going to go for a Villa win of 2-0 against Brentford because because Danny Ings has done really well for Aston Villa in Premier League. 2 goals in 2 games and scoring a fantastic bicycle kick against Newcastle. I believe he can score against score for Aston Villa again at Villa Park he's because they wanted a striker who can allow Aston Villa to be in the and the European places for next season. And Danny Ings is starting to do that for them. So the more Danny Ings scores, the more that Aston Villa could be part of a big team, not part of the big six, but maybe part of the big team because they're part of the European places. Whereas for Brentford, they struggled against Crystal Palace. They really struggled. So it's going to be tough for them facing Villa, who did well in the Carabao Cup and beating Newcastle. So that's why for this game, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win of Aston Villa. The next game, of course, is a big game in the Premier League. Another big six team battling it out. It's second place Chelsea against third place Liverpool. Now, this game, as I'm going to do the match preview after this video, it's going to be a tough test for Thomas Tuchel because Liverpool have done really well. The same stats for Chelsea, scoring 5 goals and conceded none. Virgil van Dijk has been really good in defence. Matt Salah has been scoring great goals. He has broken the record of scoring every game during the opening game of the season. It's all started in 2017 and it's continuing next season, then after that and after that. So that's why it's going to be tough for Chelsea. But if we can put out the same type of performance, if Thomas Tuchel can put out the starting lineup with the strongest team, then I believe we can beat Liverpool. And the only way to do that is to, of course, do well defensively like we always do, and make sure we feed the ball into Lukaku because he was absolutely superb against Arsenal. Could have had another goal, but it was a brilliant save from Leno. So all they have to do is pass the ball into Lukaku, and Lukaku can either tap it in or score with a header. So that's what I'm hoping for. So for this game, it was so tough to predict because my head was telling me 1-1, but my heart was saying 1-0 to Chelsea. So for this game, I'm confident. I'm really confident. So that's why I'm going to go for 1-0 Chelsea. I'm not going to go for 2-0, 3-0 because, like I said, this is a serious test. We have to make sure that we don't take Liverpool as a joke because you can see in the table that they're in third place. So they really want to beat Chelsea so that they can overtake Chelsea into second place or maybe into first place if West Ham lose against Crystal Palace. So that's why it's going to be a tough test. But if Tuchel can beat Jurgen Klopp again, then I'll be happy for him. And if Mason Mount can do what he did against Liverpool, then I'll also be happy. It's going to be tough to see who score for Chelsea, but hopefully we'll have that dominant performance and beat Liverpool at Anfield yet again. That is what I'm hoping for. So that's why for this game, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Chelsea win at Anfield, if that happens. Now we turn our attention into Super Sunday. Now for this game, it's Burnley against Leeds United. Of course, Burnley didn't have a great start. Lost against who was it on the opening day? Yeah, lost against Brighton on the opening day and lost to Liverpool the next game. Whereas for Leeds United, of course, lost to Manchester United, but also drew against against Everton. For this game, Burnley will have a struggle because Leeds United they destroyed Burnley last season when it was 4-0 at Turf Moor, and I could see that happening on Sunday. Leeds United beating Burnley 4-0. So that is my prediction. I'm not because Sean Dyche don't want his team to get relegated. But if he loses another game, then this could be some serious trouble for Burnley because he's been the manager since maybe 2013 2014 or maybe 2013, so like 7 or 8 years, he's been a Burnley manager. And the Burnley fans want Sean Dyche to say. And the only way to do that is to make sure they're in the Premier League next season. But it's going to be a struggle and disappointing for Burnley if they don't beat Leeds United. So for this game, I'm going to go for Leeds United win of 4-0. That's what I'm going to go for. 4-0 to Leeds United. The next game, of course, is Tottenham Hotspur against Watford, another London derby. Now, Tottenham, you can tell by their stats, 2 wins in 2 games, 2 goals scored and 1 conceded. Whereas for Watford, they started really well against Aston Villa, beating them, which I didn't expect that to happen, but lost against Brighton. For this game, the only reason why I'm going to go for Tottenham win of 3-0 is because not only did they won 2 games in a row, but I'm hearing the news that Harry Kane is staying for Tottenham Hotspur. He's not going to Manchester City. But the really shocking news is that Cristiano Ronaldo could be signing for Manchester City today. Today. Not even, tomorrow or maybe before the end of August. It's today because it's been shocking because Real Madrid left, Cristiano left Real Madrid. They haven't been that great. If Ronaldo leaves Juventus, they could be in trouble as well. So I just don't know, man. I would really, it would be really good for Man City fans to see Cristiano Ronaldo playing for Manchester City. But for me, yeah, it's shocking, but I wish him the best of luck. Hopefully, he allows Manchester City to not only win the Premier League and perhaps the Carabao Cup, but maybe in the FA Cup as well and the Champions League as well, because that's the only thing that City haven't won in their history. It's only the Champions League. So I wish him the best of luck, and hopefully he does well. But anyway, back to the Tottenham vs Watford game. Yeah, so yeah, Harry Kane is staying. He scored a brace against Freiburg last night. So yeah, Tottenham were in complete control. Without Harry Kane, Tottenham would be in big trouble. So yeah, so I think he will stay. I believe he will score against Watford twice, and maybe perhaps Heung-min Son will score as well. So that's why for this game, I'm gonna go for Tottenham win of 3-0. If Watford beat Tottenham, that would be a shock because Watford have an unbeaten record against Tottenham, a, a couple of wins and maybe and 2 draws as well. But for this game, I don't see Tottenham losing against Watford. So that's why I'm gonna go for 3-0 win between Tottenham and Watford. And last and not least, it's Manchester United against Wolves at Molineux. Now, for this game, of course, Wolves didn't have a great start. Um, lost against Leicester City in the open day and lost against Tottenham in the return of Nuno Spirito back at Molineux. So for Wolves here, even though I think they will have more possession and more chances, this time I don't see Man United losing to Wolves because or getting a draw, because if they do, then the questions will have to be asked of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because after a brilliant win against Leeds United, join against Southampton and also join against Wolves will be so disappointing for Man United. Even the fans of Man United will be disappointed. So they expect at least a 2-0 win against Wolves. It will be tough for Wolves because they have a poor start. But for Man United, they have a better squad. And I think the Manchester United fans expect to see Jadon Sancho start and Varane start because they didn't start against Southampton and you can see what happened. So I believe that Man United fans expect Oli to start Jadon Sancho and Rafa Varane from Real Madrid. And if they can do that, then I know that Manchester United could win. But if Oli puts him on the bench again, then he could be in deep trouble. The fans want him out, and also the Glazers would not be happy at all. Would not be happy. So they expect a Manchester United win of 2-0. The fans and maybe the manager as well. So that's why hopefully Manchester United don't bowl this game and they will beat Wolverhampton Wanderers or Wolves for sure 2-0 at Molineux. So hopefully that could happen. So there you go, guys. That is my Premier League prediction. I'm gonna run through you what my prediction is. So Man City against Arsenal, I'm gonna go for a 3-0 win for Manchester City. For Newcastle against Southampton, I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win against Southampton, even though I think it might be a draw, but obviously I cannot change my mind. I have to go with what my first thought is. So that's I'm gonna go for 2-0 against for Newcastle. For Brighton against Everton, I'm gonna go for a Brighton win of 2-1. For West Ham against Crystal Palace, I'm gonna go for a West Ham win of 4-1. For Norwich City against Leicester City, I'm gonna go for a 3-0 win against Leicester City. For Aston Villa against Brentford, I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win for Aston Villa. Liverpool against Chelsea, I'm hoping that Chelsea will beat Liverpool by 1 goal to nil. For Leeds United against Burnley, I'm going to go for 4-0 win for Leeds United. For Tottenham against Watford, I'm going to go for a Tottenham win of 3-0. For and finally for Wolves against United, I'm gonna go for 2-0 win for Manchester United. So there you go, guys. That is all my Premier League predictions for match day 3. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out the next video, which is of course I will upload today for Liverpool against Chelsea, and hopefully Chelsea will beat Liverpool 1-0. There will be a live watch along to that tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. And also there will be a match review after this game, which I'll upload maybe a couple of minutes after the game, and then on Tuesday I'm gonna review my Premier League predictions before the international break, because yes, because the next match day is on the 10th of September, so that's why this is the final game before the international break. So yes, I'll be reviewing them on Tuesday. But yes, guys, thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget hit the subscribe button if you're new. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this series, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that I never miss any of my content. And don't forget to share this to everybody that you know, whether it's your friends or your family. Make sure you share this video so that they can enjoy themselves. And I'll see you guys later today for the Liverpool versus Chelsea preview. It's gonna be tough, but hopefully for a Chelsea win. So take care, guys. Good day, and I'll see you guys later today for the preview. And as always, up the Chelsea.